Welcome to Without Meaning to. So this morning I was looking out the window and the wind is blowing like crazy today. I mean, it's nuts. It's between 25 to 35 miles an hour with 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And I'm telling you, that's what I call the scary weather. By the way, it's messy hair day, so just ignore it. And if you see these funny little patches on my skin, well, I have pain patches, I have skin issues, so I have little herbal patches, so just ignore it. No makeup today. Still have my red nails from yesterday for my sister Ruthie. For those of you who weren't here yesterday, my sister passed away a year ago, and in her memory, I was wearing red nail polish, which I never do because that was her favorite color. Anyway, I got distracted back by the wind. I was looking out the window just a few minutes ago, and oh my gosh, it was like insane. And we have a palm tree in the backyard, and I'm not kidding, they were just swaying back and forth and back and forth. And there's this giant, I guess you would call it pods. They're like fake dates. I mean, you don't really want to eat them, I guess. The squirrels eat them. But it was a huge, like a giant pine cone, but it wasn't a pine cone. They're individual little pods, and it was just dangling and just swinging back and forth. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. It's hanging over right where we walk, and I thought, wow, that's an accident waiting to happen. And you know what? That's how I feel a lot of times. Like, what's next? What's going to fall on my head next? What's going to fall out of the sky? What are you sending me, God? And I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but it was kind of one of those little moments that struck me. And I saw that thing swinging there, and I'm like, okay, we're waiting for the axe to grind. This year, oh my gosh, so much has happened. And there's been a lot of sorrow and a lot of grief and a lot of hard things this year, really hard things. So, I don't want to start the new year feeling like, is that thing going to fall on my head or what's next? I'm really trying to avoid that. So if you have any suggestions for how to get out of that mindset, I'm open to it. On my other channel, Poet's Garden 1, I talk a lot it's about gardening basically, but it's sort of the poetry of gardening and the pleasure of it and the joy I get. And I do get a lot of joy in gardening, and I think that's the one thing that helps me with this feeling of doom. So I guess I tend to be that way. I suppose I see the glass half empty. My husband sees it very full and overflowing at all times. I wish I could be like that. I mean, he's amazing. Nothing bothers him. He has to have a heart stent put in. Well, it's like, bye, I'll see you later. I'm getting my stent put in. You don't even have to come to the hospital. I'll be home tomorrow. I'm like, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, I flip out at just the test they give you. So he's amazing to be like that. He's unbothered. In fact, I started a channel about a week ago called Just Gym Life, and it's really just about Jim being unbothered by everything. And basically, me, I'm grandma bothered. I'm bothered. Everything bothers me. Lights, sounds, loud, too loud. If the music is too loud, everything bothers me. And I think part of that is being ADHD. Part of it is just being a sensitive poet. I do write a lot of poetry. But I have realized recently that I guess I have sensory issues. We didn't talk about sensory issues when I was growing up. You were just a wild kid. Or you were just too sensitive and, quit crying about it. Well, I learned not to cry, that's for sure. I never cry. It's very difficult for me to cry, and that's hard because then you bottle everything up inside. But the weird thing that's happened lately, I don't know why. I don't know if it's my age or if it's hormones or what the heck's going on, but all of a sudden I'm crying. I'm like, oh, this is weird. I don't think my husband's ever seen me cry except when I lost my brother in a plane crash and when my mother died very, very suddenly, you know, those kinds of things. But I wish I could cry more. I think that'd be wonderful to release that. But I don't know what's releasing it. I don't know if it's because I'm eating healthier or I'm walking more or talking more to God. I don't know. But oh my gosh, the day before yesterday, I cried all day. All I could think about was losing my sister and, you know, all the sad things that have happened this year. And it was a great release because yesterday I felt great all day and I feel so much better. So anyway, back to the swinging palm tree hanging over my head. I'm really gonna try, God, not to do that. I don't know. If you have any suggestions on that, let me know. And I know there's some great Bible verses on it. I should look them up. Where is my Bible? I have Shakespeare, poetry, road less traveled. Oops. Guess I better get my Bible out. Yeah, be thankful for nothing, but in everything, give thanks with prayer. I just remember that verse from my childhood. I think it's Philippians 4. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know that in Matthew, he tells us not to, he meaning Jesus or God, I guess, tells us not to worry about all those little things. That he takes care of the birds, you know. Be anxious for nothing, and he takes care of the birds. Why won't he take care of you? And I wish I could remember that verse. If you can remember that verse, please let me know. Anyway, I know I'm kind of rambling, but this channel is basically unscripted, unplanned, just ordinary moments that might have some meaning to you. So let me know what you want to talk about. Come on and sit down with me, get a cup of tea. Yesterday I made this beautiful tea. It had, let's see, well, it still has it in there. I forgot to drink it. It still has the bay leaf, rose petals. So when you make your tea, remember to drink it. See you later, everybody. Maybe tomorrow I'll comb my hair.